Hello everyone, and welcome to this first round match between Danton and his Undead, and Seduceroftrolls and his Woodies. So Seduceroftrolls has gone for 3 rerolls and no apple. Very, very surprising. Has taken the strip and the tackle dancers, of course, classic. A wrestle catcher, a sidestep catcher, a block catcher. So this is the 4 catcher build, right? Which I like to. And an apple, 2 rerolls and an apple. I think is pretty good, isn't it? But yeah, tackle strip, and then 2 skilled linos, wrestle and a dodge, and then 3 skilled catchers, block, wrestle, sidestep, and then a rookie catcher who we've put on the LOS, which is a choice, isn't it? And Danton, of course, has gone for the 13-man undead build because you couldn't take inducements in this, so you couldn't have the 12 and the keg, right? So it was gone for 13 and 1 skeleton. And then we've gone for 1 guard mummy, a guard white, a tackle white, wrestle ghoul, block ghoul, or 2 block ghouls, and that's it, isn't it? Pretty good. It started with a blitz. How did it end up like this? We're blitzing the opposite side to where the ball is going, because we've set up our dancers on this side of the pitch. And we failed a pointless rush instead of running all these around the side and getting under the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I mean, if you're going to double rush, it's double rush here to put a catcher under the ball. That seems pretty good. In fact, we could just blitz this zombie and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, get a bunch over here. Get a nice screen, maybe. We still have this guy to come through, but wrong side for that blitz, I think. Mummy trying his best to fuck it up, but does get the 2D on the tree with the other mummy. And yeah, terrible mummy performance so far, isn't it? A terrible performance from the mummies. Like 1 in 27 re-rolled, followed into a 1 in 9. So haven't picked up the ball yet. Which, right? If the blitz came in on this side and we put all this pressure in on the blitz instead of trying to double rush this dancer for no reason, we could pick up the ball and score this turn. But obviously you force Danton to play a bit differently as well. Not quite sure we did a 1D blitz. Why did we go here and jump over instead of just this? instead of that? Excuse me? Right? Jumping is fun. It is fun. It's not fun when it costs, one of your rerolls fun, though, is it? Especially after you've burned one of your rerolls that turn. So 2 rerolls gone on that turn 1. I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on. That's for sure. Dancer gets tackled. Strip gets tagged. Gets a POW on the wrestle catcher. Has to make this pick up. Has to reroll it. Does. Nice. Gets the 2D there. Cool. Gets a Kaz. Whoa. Glorious, glorious Kaz. Gets a pound a tree. Lovely. I mean, it's still a 2+ for a 1D on the ball with strip, yeah. Skulls, last reroll. Gets a pow. Wow. Well, the scatters aren't amazing for the Wood Elves. I mean, that's pretty good. Oh, I hate the rush. I hate the rush. No. Oh, what are you doing? The Dancer is fine there, right? You have no rerolls. Don't rush. You have all of these guys, right? In fact, like, this catcher should have stood up anyway. The tree should have tried to stand up. This catcher should have moved somewhere, I think. Dancer just stays here. Right? He can just stay there. The catcher could probably just stand up, and then the block comes in for the 3+2+ to come here. And then it's all nice and screened, right? But instead we did a rush for no reason other than to get our guys surfed. No, sorry. So the reason to put him in here is to get the assist, right? To make it 2D. But then we didn't put in the cancel to actually make it 2D. So we've rolled a 2+ to get a 1D to get the Dancer surfed. Which, you know, not what I'd have done. Chaos Welly, thank you very much for the follow. Great to have you here. Yeah, that was two very bizarre turns, honestly, from the Woodies so far. Two very bizarre turns. Alright, Danton gets to pick up. So, doesn't have to worry about the strip anymore for this half, because the strip has been taken care of. We could see a foul here, couldn't we? But no, decides to 3-dice the catcher and takes the boat down. Fair enough. Fair enough, I think. Yeah. All right. What's Seduceroftrolls got for us this time? Okay. Tree still hasn't been stood up. Tried to stand up anyway, right? We're just standing up all the Wood Elves. We're going for the sack, aren't we? Yeah. No. I think you just tackle this ghoul, right? I think that's my plan here this turn. I think all of these stay down. The tree tries to stand. Fair enough moving this guy in, right? I think fair enough moving him in. And then the Dancer dodges out, tries to tackle. Because going for the sack is completely pointless at the moment, right? Isn't it? So we get the sack, okay? So we get the 3+, we get the sack. You push him to here. You've stood all, like, you've activated most of your players. And last turn, you already showed that you weren't willing to go for the 3+ pickup. You know, 3+ pickup, 2+. So I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure on the thought process there. Okay. So, pretty good. Nice getting the power from Danton there, yeah. we gonna... Yeah, I was gonna say, are we gonna foul this dancer? So we can get 2D on the stepper, which maybe not amazing. No, cool. Puts in the guard to block the other way. Very nice. Very nice. And is going to foul. Yeah, fantastic. Good stuff. I think you have to kick it in the head, yeah. Just a push there as well, but that's fine. Will we see the tree stood up this turn? Who's to say? We're going for a 1D blitz. We could have just done that dodge and made it a 2D blitz, right? Very, very strange. And then fails the dodge, which is fair enough, right? You're going to roll ones at some stage. I don't think opening your turn with a 1D blitz when it could have been 2D makes sense. Very, very strange. So, wrestlers getting surfed. It's surfed 2 of these guys here, yeah. Well done. Good stuff, Danton. Very nice. Gets a Kaz. Beautiful. Interesting that we didn't take the push on the catcher, isn't it? To actually get the surf. Maybe Danton was just worried about being slightly out positioned, right? Because you'd have to send a ghoul up there. I guess you could just put the mummy there, right? Don't know. I'll trust in Danton's judgment. He's better than me. Yeah. But I mean, he basically put the mummy there anyway, right, Kaelan? And get surf back. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That is true. Yeah. Fair enough. So we do finally try to stand up and rush the tree. No, he can't surf with the mummy there, sure. It's pretty cool. Yep. I mean, David would have 100% surfed it, right? I just thought we were going for the double surf. But I do I do bow down to the fact that Danton is better at Blood Bowl than me. So I will very much trust in what he wants to do. Yeah, there's been some very key decisions, I think, so far in the turn ordering and the moves from the Wood Elves, right? And I know Seduceroftrolls pretty well. I'm sure Sean won't mind me saying any of this. He's very much looking forward to meeting you, Kaelan, actually, at UKTC. He's on the Nibblers. He's playing with Paddy or fucking Ronnie and Gary for, I think, UKTC and maybe the Euro Bowl. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they play much elves. Like that's why I said at the start I was very surprised that he was playing Wood Elves. Like, plays a bit of orcs, plays a bit of dwarves, necro. I think he's playing dwarves for the Nibblers. So yeah, I was very surprised to see the Woodies. Then again, like, you know, Woodies are very good and they're very capable of winning games, but I think there's some stuff that could be looked at, right? Seeing where we need to put some pressure on. You know, like I think getting the blitz was cool, right? But the blitzing over here was fine. But if we did that exact blitz over here, and then there was just a couple of like, you know, rolling like, you know, rushes when you didn't need to, one dices when that should have been two dices, stuff like that. So small little bits. Good to see you, Tulian. You'll be pleased to hear I've been asked back on Jimmy Fantastic's channel in about 25 minutes time for his round 2. Apparently all the drama between myself and Fairmere is really getting the numbers up. And lovely. Danton gets the 8-turn drive. Glorious. I don't know if Fairmere's there as well. I don't know if Nick Fairmere has said he's going to do it. He hasn't replied yet to Jim's. He might do. Lovely to see you, Niagara, by the way. Right, Danton's 1-turn defense setup. Pretty standard columns and split, isn't it? Pretty nice. I've no idea whether Sean knows how to 1-turn or not. Get the ref probably benefits Danton more than it does. So no 1-turn attempt. Fair enough. Set up for the riot. No 1-turn. No rerolls either, right? So I think that's fine. So we'll be able to see whether Seducer pushes for the win, right, or pushes for the draw. yeah, probably Tulian, right? But listen, we all can't win the Scottish major with Wood Elves, can we? I mean, I haven't tried. I haven't tried whether I can win it or not with Wood Elves. Let's see next year. Maybe next year I'll play Wood Elves, the Scottish National, and see if I can win it. Although I feel the spoiler might be no. Alright. 4 rerolls for Danton and a bribe. Ball is secure at least. A blockless block. A 1D block? We're very, 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 very narrow. I've played Wood Elves at 2 tournaments now, I think. I don't know what I called them. What did I call them? I took them to like Ashes Bowl last year in Dublin. I called it Easy Dubs because it was in Dublin. And I don't know what I called the one in Kelpie, actually, last year. I can tell you though. I can tell you right now what I called it. Oh, people I met serving, of course, of course. Very aggressive. Jim would look at this and say, I can't believe my opponent is rolling 1,000,000 1 in 36s. Jim would have an absolute canary watching this turn. Oh. Jim would try like one and it would just fail. So that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 2 pluses that turn? 15 2 pluses? See, Jim,
Just
this
another
is
game of
broken RNG. My opponent couldn't tie his fucking shoelaces. Here we are playing an opponent who can't tie his fucking shoelaces, and he's just going to win anyway. Broken RNG. Yeah, I can only imagine like Tulian attempting to just say to his opponent, yeah, so he's going to dodge through here, he's going to dodge through here, he's going to dodge through there 15 times. Sure, Jim. I can, but then you're going to be on my YouTube video, having not watched the game. Or I could share the screen and you could talk for a second if you want. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I was excited by the rolling 32 million 2 pluses.
It's exciting, isn't it? I think we're doing it again this turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
rolled a 1.
Didn't snake though. See, that's the key.
That was my problem. Oh, yep.
Yeah. I hope you've been watching this game now. Look at this. Look at all these twos, Jim.
It's incredible. I don't know how these people do it.
Have you ever rolled this many twos in a game?
I have actually, yes.
Yeah.
And in a turn, but you know,
Oh,
like some of them weren't critical of it.
Yeah.
The amount that are critical is the thing, isn't it? Not how many you roll.
Well, I think none of these are critical. It seems it's just all the twos every turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that loads of times. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you can make a bunch of twos and you're not really losing anything, so you just make 1 billion 2 rolls, 2 plus rolls, and you're fine, aren't you?
Yeah, it's like sorry, go on.
Sorry, who's who in this? Is Danton the Undead?
He is, yeah.
Thanks.
He got blitzed on as well,
Oof.
and the Woodies blitzed the wrong side,
No.
and then decided to do 2 naked 2 pluses with the dancer instead of flooding everyone down the back. It was really interesting. But yeah, I mean, looking pretty good for
I just read Rick's.
Yeah.
Hello, Rick.
Rick pretends to be this, super nice PG guy, but as soon as he gets into someone else's stream, honestly,
Yeah. Yep. It turns out he is actually a grown-up and not like Peter Pan or something.
It is incredible. Well, the Woodies have scored, setting Danton up for almost certain victory. Almost certain victory,
It's a bit extreme.
Well, it is, isn't it, against what else? But I don't know, Jim. I watched the first half of this game.
All right, is it almost certain victory?
Well, listen. if there's an opportunity to take a 1 dice block instead of a 2 dice block, the Wood Elves are going to take it.
Right.
And then they're going to, dodge the player that could have made a 2D after they make the 1D. It's not been the most convincing Wood Elf performances.
Got a great name though, hasn't he?
He does.
Got the best coach name.
It comes from D&D.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, he seduced a troll at some stage in playing D&D, and one of his friends says you have to change your NAF name to that. So he did.
Like, was it in the game or was it one of the players?
I have no idea. Presumably in the game of D&D. Yeah. And he told me that when I met him at Mulligan's. Well, I'd met him before, but when we were chatting in Mulligan's this weekend, having our Blood Bowl fun day.
Yeah, yes. I saw there was a Blood Bowl fun day.
Yeah.
Somebody won it as well, didn't they? Thulian, was it? Oh.
Yes. It's funny how sometimes people win Blood Bowl tournaments.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes nobody wins. In fact, every time nobody wins, really. They've all played Blood Bowl for 2 days.
Yeah. I know it is. It's good fun. We had a lovely discussion on tabletop etiquette and declaring actions and stuff there for about an hour and a half, while I was in between casts. I did one cast. I was like, I was really, really mean because they didn't play very well, and then I decided that I was actually so mean that I have to delete the replay, so no one will ever see it again. And then,
dear, that's quite bad. That's like Artemis levels of bad.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was full on. How was your day? Better than yours. for half an hour, and just like, God, this play was terrible. And it was like, one of these guys had a fever, but it should have been both of them considering the plays. Yeah, honestly, full toxic heat. It's too much hanging out with Jim.
Oh yeah, blame me. Even more toxic, blaming somebody else. Take responsibility for your own actions.
You're right, Jim. I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
Thank you. Once you're an adult, everything's your fault.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's really weird. Both coaches have decided to be quite, compact here. But yeah, it looks like Danton is going to take the space. Look at this. Look at how many non-2+ Danton's rolling. He could have done a couple of rushes here this turn and turned them down.
Yes, they would have been the worst rushes ever. He could have gone less far forward, actually, right? So he had a bit more support.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, he could have moved less far, because now he's had to rush to catch up.
Yeah. The move bust. And it's still a bit weak, this back corner of the cage, right? Easily tag, jump in on a 3+, 1D sack. But the thing is, the angle isn't that good, is it?
No.
Although you can come in here.
Yeah, that guard stops the better push, but yeah, you can push him back. Yeah, no, he should have gone one forward, right, and pushed him in. Pushed him in.
I think so. Well, we've
decided. My God, if he pushed him in, the ball went diagonally back, so it would have only been in those 2 tackle zones. He would have had it on a 4+ and away.
Oh.
And he would have actually probably won.
Yeah,
he would have actually probably literally have won. How insane is that? He'd have been really likely. You'd have had a 4+. You'd have had a 2+ dodge out, 4+ pick up, 2+ handoff, and then I don't know how many rushes that would have been.
I mean, he'd have made them all anyway. It's fine.
It's crazy how close he was to winning there.
Yeah, right. Like literally, just a slight different blitz angle and probably wins the game. It's insane. So Danton is 1-9 away, really, from winning. Well, you haven't seen it yet, Jim, but it was a 1-9.
No, I did see it.
You did see it. The stream is actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Yes, I had to say it in the future after it happened. The curse of God, I'm so toxic. It's a shame we didn't put a scoring threat in last turn, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the problem is, like, he carried on moving the dancer, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because if he had just stopped, he could have got that catcher in the range.
Yeah. So if you just leave your dancer where it is, marking the ball, throw the catcher down into range, and then see what else you can throw in at it, right?
Yep.
It's pretty good. So yeah, Danton has the 3+ with a reroll to win.
A tree and a tree?
That's it. And we snake.
No way.
No way.
Oh my god, that's that's brutal.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
brutal.
Danton genuinely robbed from winning that game.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 2-1 in 9s. Yeah.
Rough.
But then he could have made a stronger formation, right? He could have made the leap in, right? If he chose to go that the full movement with the cage, he could have gone one less square. The cage could have been one square in. Then it would have made the leap in harder, and you'd have had guard there and all sorts. So he could have actually made it far stronger by just going less squares left, because he didn't need to be that close anyway, right? He was already well in range in that. So actually, you know. He was unlucky. He was unlucky with how it happened, but he didn't do himself any favors with it, really.
No. Yeah.
He was brutally unlucky to 1 in 81 afterwards. Of course, he was brutally unlucky to 1 in 81 afterwards. Of course, he was. But you know, you've got to own the things that you could do to make it a bit better, right? Like my game versus Shirt. You know, like watch the replay. Turns out my turn 6 was absolutely terrible. So while I did get unlucky on turn 7, if I'd played a really good turn 6, wouldn't have got unlucky on turn 7.
Yeah. It's like you set yourself up to do too much the next turn by not doing enough the turn before.
Yes.
And yeah, it's something we were actually discussing in my Discord earlier on about how there's a couple of people who I consistently chat to at tournaments, and like every tournament they'll tell me they snake the score on turn 8 or turn 16. And like I random morning thoughts that I put into words into my Discord, and I was like, how are people like consistently putting themselves in the opportunity to snake on turn 16, right? And I was like, I genuinely remember snaking on, like, you know, to score once. Obviously, you know, I've obviously buried some other times. And like I've won a 9 a bunch and stuff like that, but like it does seem to me that there's definitely people I chat to a lot who consistently seem to snake on turn 16, which I thought was, or turn 8 or whatever, like, and I thought it was really interesting that maybe they're just not being aggressive enough, like a turn or two before getting into position.
Yeah. And thinking ahead and stuff, right? Like for example, funnily enough, Keith, was it you or Dimmy? I think it was Dimmy. We were doing a game where Dimmy said it didn't matter about moving this catcher super far forward, but if he hadn't moved the catcher super far forward, he needed rushes, right? So like it actually would have worked out quite good having this with the catcher super far forward. So that's one of those situations where he could have been happy with it just being in range, but it could have been fully in range. So interesting, super interesting. Right, I'm going to get a cup of tea before I start because it's 7 minutes too. The stream's up, and so obviously I'm not rushing you. Whenever you're ready. So right, be right back.
Thanks, Jim, and thanks for everyone for watching for this YouTube video. Nice little cameo from Jim there. We'll see you all in the next one.